distorted interpretations of history so present in Sayyid Qutb's writings was widely adopted and is still advocated today by thinkers and leaders active in the Islamic world. As mentioned before, scholars trace a direct connection between the Muslim Brotherhood and jihadist organizations such as Al-Qaeda and ISIS. What are the common characteristics of the Muslim Brotherhood and these contemporary radical groups? And what place does anti-Semitism hold in these organizations?
The perceptions of Qutb, in fact, informed all the Islamist radical movements which came after the Six-Day War and especially in the 70s. Different groups in Egypt, of course, Al-Gamal Islamiyah, the Islamic Jihad, and then gradually we have those global, which meant to be global originally, but remained local to the and typical to the Egyptian scene. From them, we have people who later on joined those forces in Afghanistan, which became to be known later as Al-Qaeda. And from Al-Qaeda, we have ISIS, which is in fact a faction of Al-Qaeda originally, which became even more radicalized than Al-Qaeda and its perceptions of its struggle with the Christian Jewish civilization.
All Islamist organizations, and here especially ISIS and Al-Qaeda, believe that there is an historical, what they call Jewish crusader or Jewish Western onslaught against Islam that goes back to the 10th century. Both believe that this this joint Jewish Western offensive and onslaught intends to eradicate Islam. And therefore, all Islamist organizations developed a very strong anti-Jewish ideology. I would also say that all Islamist organizations associate the Jews with modernity. They associate the Jews with global culture and economic processes which undermine the Muslim world. And therefore, of course, they hold a very strong anti-Jewish position ideology. Ironically, on the other hand, even though that ideologically they hold a very strong anti-Jewish position, on the practical level, the Jews are not their number one enemy. In fact, Al-Qaeda for quite a few years gave priority to fighting Muslim governments out of the belief that first you have to purify the Muslim camp and then confront the external enemies of Islam, is what they call the near enemy and the far enemy. ISIS, which holds a very strong anti-Jewish ideology, for the time being gives priority to fighting the Shia. In fact, ironically, some of the Islamist organizations have a statement that says that the Shia are worse even than the Jews. And the reason is that the Jews don't hide their evil nature. They are very open about their evil character, whereas the Shias hide their evil character. And therefore, ISIS, for instance, gives priority to fighting the Shia and gives priority to exterminating the Shia right now, then fighting the Jews. So we can make a distinction between a very deep, brutal ideological animosity and practical policy, which right now, for the time being, gives priority to other elements. At the same time, we should not overlook the fact that in various terrorist attacks in Europe, Jews were the targets. We saw it in France, we saw it in Belgium, and here this is again an example of the manifestation or implementation of this deep animosity toward Jews.